All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 33. Today on the show, Hughley and company are trying to start a race war with some divisive lies. LGBT single moms in Starbucks continue to try to subvert the kids with weird trans stuff. We have a lot of people running away from the cops in the Urban Decay section. And make sure you stay till the end for the best uplifting gold we've ever done. All this and more. It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 33, ranked the best new podcast.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks podcast featuring Richard Ratboy. That was a good one and done.
One and done, baby.
Episode 33, Illuminati episode. Hide those hands.
Scottie Pippen.
Hide those hands. It's the Illuminati.
What do I do, like the triangle face? Yeah, one eye covered.
And then cover the hands. Yes, episode 33, the Illuminati episode. Before we get into it, obviously we have housekeeping, which has become my favorite section of the show by a lot, because it's where I get all my brain dead bits in.
Yeah, we've noticed.
This week, Jerry dodged a bullet. He was supposed to get neutered yesterday, and we got a call from the pet hospital. They weren't able to do it, similar to last week, where they're not able to do their job for some reason. This time, because there was a death in the family of one of the doctors. So Jerry kind of dodged a bullet. I see it as a sign. We are not rescheduling the neutering anytime soon.
Good. I like that. And doctor? Are they doctors or are they just hatchet men?
Yeah. I don't know. I call them vets, but then people think I'm talking about veterans. And they think I'm disrespecting the veterans.
They're not, and you're disrespecting the doctors on the other hand.
Yeah. So dog doctor. He's a dog doctor. So moving on, we're in housekeeping still. This is a very good housekeeping this week. I'm not sure what this means exactly, but it said Richard Ratboy had to bring backup shoelaces to pickleball in case he blew out his shoes. What does that mean exactly?
That doesn't sound like me, but it sounds like someone I know who's close to me.
Oh, whatever that means. Yeah,
so you want to tell people?
We've been playing pickleball, and I had some shredded laces, and as I'm planting, I know they're getting worse and worse, so I had to bring backup shoelaces in case I had a full shoe blowout during pickleball. Yeah. It's not even a joke. It's just being prepared.
It's just a story of your life. That's housekeeping, baby.
Oh, man. Speaking of shoes on, we have a bit, Richard Ratboy and I do, where we try to get our friends to do stuff and like convince them we're going to do something. And the way we do it is we say, get your shoes on. So, for example, we had a friend, Grantley, who was like trying to get us to go to the poker room. Yeah. And all day, he's like, let's go to the poker room. Let's go to the poker room. And we're like, we're not going to the poker room. And then at like midnight.
It was like 11 o'clock. Yeah,
at night.
It was late. Like we're somehow going to say yes now.
Like the day is over. And we're like, all right, Grantley, we'll go. But if you want to go, get your shoes on and show us you're serious and we'll go. And he got his shoes on.
We walked all the way out to the car.
We got fully dressed. Yeah, fully dressed, shoes, socks, new clothes, walked all the way out to his car. He got in and we're like, dude, we're kidding. We're not going to the poker room.
Are you crazy? It's 11 on a Wednesday.
But a good little trick to get people is get your shoes on. Like, oh, man, come with me to the grocery store. It's like, all right, get your shoes on and I'll go. And then get their shoes on and then you just go.
Idiot. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. We're still in housekeeping. Moving on. People with glasses.
That's you're looking at me.
We need to talk a little bit. I saw this video that showed how people with glasses see without glasses, and they went through each, what's it called? Prescription?
Yeah, like -5, -0.5, -1, negative.
And then went all the way. Guys, are people with glasses just seeing in 240p the whole time?
Yes.
What happens if you watched a video that was in 240p? Would it compound and you can just see nothing?
Well, if you're close enough, nothing happens. You're just like, all right, that's 240p. But it does get greasy sometimes, compounding.
And I was talking to some people and they're like, oh, I have -4 in one eye, -6 in the other.
Yeah, your eyes can be different.
So if there was a world without glasses, would you just be living in the house waiting for people to bring you stuff from the outside world?
That's what I think.
Completely helpless.
Like you're in a battle. It's 1500. Glasses haven't been invented yet. You're in a battle and you're -6, -5. And you're just like kill your buddy. Yeah.
I don't understand how these people exist and how it's like everyone's got glasses. What would happen if no one had glasses? You'd all be dead. I'm not trying to be like dark here, but everyone would be dead.
A lot of people would be struggling with like weird jobs that don't require eyes.
It's like imagine you're Imagine in the middle of the night you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm so thirsty, and you reach over and you grab a bottle. It's like, what? It's just a 50-50 chance it's a piss bottle? It's like people just living with that risk all the time.
Yes. Are you admitting to something right now?
It's like, I don't even understand. Like, how can you even eat food? Like, if you ate food and you're looking at this, like, oh, what was this? Oh, is this a burger? No, it's vegan shit food. Oh, what's this? Oh, is this popcorn? No, it's bees. Oh, is this a crosscut of a burger? Looks pretty good. No, it's bees again. I don't understand.
People are just eating bees all the time. I don't get it.
I really don't understand how people with glasses live without glasses.
And some people have like -6 and then it's nighttime and they're just blind. They're like legally blind.
Nighttime.
Yeah. Good luck. Hope no emergencies happen. You're done.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know how people with glasses do it or what they're looking like and what their life would be without them. It's pretty much, I mean, I don't know. I'm very grateful to be seeing very clearly. I think everyone who sees...
Are you 20/20?
Yeah, I'm perfect.
For sure?
Everything's sharp. I see everything.
Really? We should do a test on this.
I'm 100% perfect 20/20, maybe even better, like 30/20 or whatever.
Yeah, 10/20, I think.
Yeah, I can do even better than the chart. I can see all the things, even the things they don't ask me on the bottom. I'm very grateful for that. Everyone who watches, be very grateful. People who have glasses, I don't know how you do it. I'm inspired by your strength. So
I'm going to get LASIK at some point, and I'm -2.5 and then like -2. So I'm kind of in the semi-blurry zone, but it's nothing crazy. Like I could get away with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. Moving on. There's a new app. This is not an ad, obviously. There's a new app called Clockout. It's for people who really enjoyed the college experience parties. You know, remember college parties?
Yeah.
Where you'd be stuffed in a basement with 1 million people.
Yeah.
No one follows the fire hazard laws. Everyone's blacked out and puking. And so if you liked that from college, you know, the justification for spending all that money in student debt, there's an app called Clockout where you can party like that as an adult. So if you liked partying like that, now at 28, you can drink till you puke with your friends again, leave frozen pizzas in the oven overnight, stuff like that.
Almost burn the house. This headline:
smoke cigs outside the bar with your friends, even though you don't smoke cigarettes at all.
Yeah. Climb on the roof. One guy falls off. He didn't make it.
That's part of the app.
Yeah, that's all. You can request that in the app. Add on drunk guy falling.
Yeah.
Knockout. Someone gets knocked out. But the headline says app goes viral for recreating the college experience IRL in real life. Like, wasn't college just real life? Just kind of a crazy scenario?
Yeah. So I enjoyed college. It was fun. I partied a lot. It was great. But, like, I'm so removed from that now. I am, like, violently antisocial now. I don't understand how people would want to go back and do it again. Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, getting drunk now, it takes, like, it's a 12-hour ramp up. Like, we're drinking tonight, right? And then it's like a 24-hour tail where it's like, oh, I need food. Give me a bagel. Like,
yeah, we went out to a bar a few weeks ago to watch some UFC fight, and it was like I was like trying not to fall asleep at the bar. It was 12:30 at night, and it was just horrible. I couldn't do it. Who would even go to college now? What's the reason to go to college? Usually go to college and it's like, all right, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to party on my own for 4 years. I'm going to get $100,000 of student loan debt, but it'll be worth it because I went to college.
Yeah, I have a
fun.
degree. It's kind of the in-between time where I don't have to be that serious, but like I have responsibility.
And you have a party and you have $100,000 in debt, but the partying was fun and it's kind of just like a rite of passage. Now you're entering like the debtor's hell that is real life in your cubicle and you live in the pod. But I don't know. I'm like, why would you go to college now if you could just puke with these people?
Yeah.
You just go puke with these 25, 26-year-olds.
There's an app.
There's an app.
We're back, baby.
You can drunk puke with these people for basically free. Why would anyone go to college? I don't get it.
Everyone here is really nicely dressed, too. It's like, that's not what college was. Someone would be in a hockey jersey, the torn pants. Like
puking in a Scooby-Doo costume.
Yeah.
I know firsthand. Chicken Steve puked in a Scooby-Doo costume. I remember that. Yeah. So, I mean, to each their own. I guess that's fun for people. Not me. There was a time, but not right now.
So you're not a drinker at all. You don't.
No, I don't like it. I can't do it. It just takes too much out of me. It's not fun. And then, like, drinking with the boys, having a few beers is just like not up my alley at all.
That's where me and you split. Like, I can drink 3 beers. Yeah. Nice day. It's like good weather. You're having fun.
Doesn't taste good. I don't get a buzz. I get a little buzz, I guess, but I don't even want one.
All right. That's fair. Hey, we're just exploring.
I'm done. We have actually some drink alternatives, which we'll mention in Uplifting Gold.
Smooth, buddy. You're good today.
Oh, man. Moving on. That's end of housekeeping. It was a quick one, but we got our points out. Cringe of the week. We have a really interesting cringe of the week this week. The first clip is the trans curse, Republican trans curse. Let's see what this normal person says.
Let's see what this totally regular, normal person, stable, even-keeled person says.
I think my most toxic trait is that I want to befriend Republicans so that they can have a trans friend. And then when they get pregnant or have a baby, I want them to invite me to the gender reveal party and convince them that being the way I became trans is like a witch came up to me, a transgender witch came up to me and like forced me to be transgender. And then I'm going to like put my hand on the stomach before they pop the fucking balloon at the gender reveal party. And I'm going to go, ah!
I think that would do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't invite you because I'd be worried.
You're already demonically possessed. You're channeling the demon. You're putting the hand on the belly. I think that it wouldn't do nothing.
I like how this person, I won't be rude, but this person says, oh, yeah, Republicans need a trans friend. It's like, we don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't use humans as an accessory because that's kind of a leftism thing, you know?
Yeah. Why don't you just wait till the baby's born and convince it it's transgender like everyone else is
in
doing.
Elementary school, like everybody
else. It's funny because this whole thing is like a huge LARP for this person.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yeah, I'm going to make a Republican friend and then I'm going to go to their gender reveal party. I'm going to put my hand on the stomach and then I'm going to make the kid. It's like, you're assuming a lot of steps.
Yeah.
I don't think you're invited to
like
the party.
You.
Yeah, someone's gonna like you.
Someone has to think you're normal, and then they're gonna go, "Hey, that gender confused person. Should I invite him to my traditional gender reveal Republican party?"
And even if you got there to that point, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go over to the pregnant woman and I'm gonna put my hand on her stomach. It's like, I think the husband's
Step
like,
back.
Yeah, what are you doing? Step back.
Doing the Fleccas move, reaching for a gun. He doesn't.
I have a gun. Take it out of my pocket. The transfer's like, what? Oh, man. Which takes us to our next clip, changing room dress kit. So if you guys are not sure if kids are influenced and soft clay that able to be molded into basically anything, sponges absorbing everything we do and say, this will pretty much prove it.
Okay, hold on. You love it and you want it and you picked it out, but you don't want it for school. Can you tell me why?
Because last time I wore a dress to school, everybody called me a girl.
Oh. Well, what did we learn from My Shadow is Pink?
Even when you wear a dress, you're not a girl.
What makes a shirt for a boy or a girl?
Nothing.
So
He's doing a good job
you
reciting
picked it
everything
out.
he learned.
Hit your lines,
You wear it
kid.
all the time at home, but not at school, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I don't want to get made fun of, and that's what they always do when I wear pink stuff.
Well, then don't wear pink stuff unless you really, really want to. And that's the trade-off.
Yeah, sounds like the kid's having an emotional response to the external stimuli he's getting.
And then if there was a normal dad, he'd go, hey, buddy, why don't you wear this baseball shirt? That's for girls. I mean, you can put it on if you like. It's kind of goofy. And the kid will go, oh, I want to wear stuff like you, Dad. And I'll go, okay.
You know the vibe I get from this video? It's like when a police officer is really hammering someone for like 13 hours, and it's like a leading false confession of someone with like a 70 IQ.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same vibe
It's
I'm
like,
getting here.
I did it.
He's
just
just
want to go
giving
home.
up. He's tired. He's ready to go home and just
Girls
it's over.
and boys. Yeah. And look at the confidence this woman has. Imagine recording a video out loud in an echoing changing room where basically everyone's hearing
changing next to it.
Yeah. And he's like, it's like, am I on John Quinona's show? Is this what would you do? Do I have to step in and stop this? Or do I have to step in and say, this is great? Is John Quinona's going to pop out?
Yeah.
So it's
Quinones now thinks this, if you give positive reinforcement to this, it's great.
And then if you don't, it's like,
You're the bigot.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I wish I had the confidence of this woman to record a video out loud like that. I don't even do anything like that. And she's going all in on this, which is just impressive.
Munchausen by proxy. She's just doing a little experiment. And that's one of the things I've learned from this, like the spike of Gen X kids going up on trans or non-binary or confused. They really are, like you said, moldable clay, and you can push them in any which direction.
Yeah, this kid 100% because of the mom, this is her right here, or them, or whatever. Maybe it's the dad. Changed over. That's how you get there. It's 100% how you get there. If you influence a kid at a young age this way, they are very likely to become what you want them to become.
Which is why the elementary school and the middle school is such a battleground, because they can get there. The teachers can get to your kid while they're moldable clay, and they don't see that you just changed the whole back of the clay, the pottery, of your kid's mind. And they just change the whole thing. Let me bend this out. It's not a bowl anymore. It's a faucet. So that's why that's the unspoken thing of why it's such a big battleground, is because they know they can affect and impact these kids significantly if given the unfettered access.
Exactly. And then they want everyone else to be asleep or to approve and go, yeah, we're not against anybody. We don't hate anybody. We're not anti this or anti that. Teach the kids whatever you think is best.
Love is love.
Yeah, and then here you go. Now you have a kid in the dress who is repeating mom's weird lines.
Yeah, and then the mom is feeding him these lines, and then the kid's getting bullied in school for it. They're like, oh, you're a girl, because that's all they know. They know the dress. You're probably trying to be a girl. And what's the emotional toll on this kid? Guess we'll find out in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. This kid does not have to be your kid, though, which is why we are happy to have been sponsored by Brave Books once again for Cringe of the Week. Our friends at Brave Books have created a line of children's books and toys and accessories that are very based, not woke, and they're not going to teach your kid any of this weird LGBT trans stuff. It's very important. They just have a new one that just came out. This week's book is The Plot Against the King by Kash Patel, who we love. Big fans of Kash Patel here on the show. And it basically teaches the story of the Russiagate hoax in a children's book, which is very, very cool. It's going to teach your kids in a palatable way about how Hillary Clinton and company tried to steal the 2016 election. It's written by Kash Patel. Has already been reposted by Trump and his whole squad. It's been endorsed by them. Check it out, bravebooks.us. Use code Fleccas for 20% off.
Yeah.
We're still doing 20% off.
I think so.
And make sure you guys are checking out the Treasure Chest bundle as well and the subscription service. If you want an alternative to the woke agenda, to the woke curriculums, to the woke books, Brave Books is the answer. bravebooks.us. Use code Fleccas for 20% off. They support the show. Time to support them back. Get your kids some cool stuff that's not going to make them woke. Plot Against the King is this week's call to action. I'm excited to read this.
Yeah.
I hope I can.
Yeah. When's the last time you read a full book?
I don't know. I read
Holes in 4th grade?
Holes by Louis Satcher, I believe, was the last one I read.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get a whole new book under the belt. I'm going to be reading that this weekend, and hopefully I can report back next week with how good it was. Moving on. Now let's take a look at a company that's not doing the good books that we like from Brave Books. Here's a Disney book. We had a fan send us this video. They went on like some Disney vacation, and in all the Disney hotel rooms, they have this Disney book. And look what happens when you open to the end of the book, when they start thanking people. Who do they thank?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Literally Jeffrey Epstein. There's no Jeffrey Epstein in this book. Yeah. And in fact, it's the opposite.
Unless he's the villain or something.
Exactly. So that's the alternative. Disney has books and Jeffrey Epstein's in it. So I don't know. What do you guys want to support?
What should I do? Should I keep giving money to the people who hate me?
I'm trying to make my kids gay and girls? Or support literally Jeffrey Epstein? Or should I go to bravebooks.us? I think we know the answer to that now. Moving on. Wisconsin Senator booed. Wisconsin Senator A Wyoming senator gave a speech, graduation speech.
At the University of Wyoming.
At the University of Wyoming, and here's what happened.
There are those in government who believe not that the Creator endowed us with inalienable rights, as the founders of our nation acknowledged in the Declaration of Independence, but that government created those rights, and that government should redefine those rights, including our rights to freedom of speech, religion, property, assembly, and to keep and bear arms. Even fundamental scientific truths, such as the existence of two sexes, male and female, are subject to challenge these days.
Not okay. Not okay to say that.
At the University of Wyoming, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. The cow people.
Yeah.
So that is now a controversial statement. The crowd is overwhelmingly against it. It's very scary, but that's just what years of the education system does to you. I'm sure there's people in the crowd that are base.
Yeah, obviously. There are
It's just the loudest voices are heard and everyone assumes it's a consensus. It's
And
kind of
someone
like the story of the whole issue in one video clip.
And honestly, like, even if someone said something at a commencement that you disagreed with, are Republicans going to go, boo, like, screw you?
Yeah.
Like, not really. This is the loud, angry, purple hair types who are like, I want in-state tuition. I was born in Wyoming. Psst, I hate my life, you know?
Mm-hmm, exactly. And in Bonus Land last week, we talked about how they gave Dr. Fauci an award.
Yeah.
And everyone cheered. It's the same thing. No one booed. But whenever you hear the cheers, you assume consensus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the trick that everyone plays. And then takes us to our last...
It doesn't count at Trump rallies or anything. Those are just like, those cries out into the wilderness go unreturned.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It just depends if the people matter to the political agenda.
Yeah.
And we know who matters and who doesn't. Moving on to our last piece of Cringe of the Week, there is a new sports bar out in Portland that I think a lot of us are going to never want to hang out in, but I'm not being mean. It's a women's only sports bar. It's a women's sports bar.
Yes.
Where
It's called the Sports Bra.
The Sports Bra in Portland.
But it's dedicated to women's sports.
And it's dedicated to women's sports.
Our mission, to make great food, delicious drinks, and provide a space that supports, empowers, and promotes girls and women in sports and in the community.
Let's give them a call. I want to call the Sports Bra and just see what they got going on tonight.
Hello, the Sports Bra.
Hey, what time are you guys open until?
11.
And what games do you guys have on tonight?
Give me a second. Let me look.
No schedule because no one knows what women's sports games.
Right now for the week. But it's usually any female sports games that we can stream on Paramount and Peacock and all that.
Got it. What season is it? Is it basketball or is there different?
Basketball and softball and soccer.
All right, cool. What time do you think I should get in if I want to catch some of the games?
Probably like 2 or 3.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll see you guys at around 3 o'clock.
Alrighty.
Bye. Woo!
What a rush.
What a rush. Well, yeah, you know.
That's so funny.
Just calling, like you go call the sports bar and you say, oh, what games you got? Oh, the games start at 3 o'clock. Yeah. You know, girls in sports bars, same thing.
I think she was waiting for that to turn dark. She was like, all right, we've probably been pranked several times already.
Like, you get pranked and you don't even know it's a prank because I don't need much to get off.
What game?
I don't need to even say anything about the women's sports. I know you know nothing. I don't have the schedule in front of me because, you don't know what season we're in. What do they have?
Well, we could know what season we're in, but that's crazy. They don't even know what games are on, but it's going to be women.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And it's good, too, because they can pay everyone who works there only 70% of what a guy makes.
That's huge.
So they probably,
their overhead is like way lower than everybody else.
You know how hard it is to start a restaurant business.
Yeah. They fail all the time.
Probably a lot easier if all the people working there don't speak up for themselves and don't ask for a raise.
Pennies on the dollar, baby.
That was a great Cringe of the Week. One of my faves. Thank you to bravebooks.us for sponsoring us. Check them out. Use code Fleccas. I'm not going to do a whole ad read again. Last week, I went crazy on the ad read.
Yeah, you went a little overboard, but it did well. And,
And they're happy. And I'm very grateful when we get new sponsors. So I'm always going to go above and beyond. And I'm never going to waste your guys' time with sponsors. I'm only going to work with companies that are base America First companies. So if I do bring a sponsor up, please react to the call to action. And if you have a kid in your life, go get them the Cash Patel book.
Oh,
okay. Moving on. Project Veritas just had a great video come out. They caught more Twitter people who thought they were on dates.
Yeah.
Which is like a classic now. It's just becoming like, if you're a Twitter nerd and you work in like the algorithm department and you're out with some like smoking hot chick,
some rocket,
and she's like, so like, what's up at work? Like, how do you guys treat the conservatives? And it's like, yeah, we censored the conservatives all the time. Like, you completely just blow it.
Yeah.
What did you think? Like, oh man, I'm assuming everything I'm saying is going to be recorded, or I don't know.
If this was like World War II, we'd have ships going down. We'd have planes going down. There's no operational security from any of these people. Like, it's a major liability.
Yeah. So I don't know how they did not see that coming.
And then this guy, one of the guys was making fun of Elon Musk for having Asperger's on camera and saying like, oh, you know, we don't care about him, dismissed him. And it's like, if this was the real world, you'd be fired, you know?
Yeah.
So these people don't even really face consequences. They're just like, imagine showing up to your desk on the day after the Project Veritas video released.
Everyone's looking over.
Hey guys, and you're just smoked.
And these are the people that are always the champions of like equality, treating people well, not being anti anything, or not making fun of people for their disabilities. And it's like you get the gay guy, a couple margaritas, and him. He thinks he's on a date, and he's
one
like,
margarita,
Asperger's, whatever. Like he's completely going off, giving away all the secrets. Yeah. I love to see it. And James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, obviously does a great job. We're friends of the show, friends of theirs.
Yeah.
So we're always happy to see them do great stuff. And then with the Elon stuff with Twitter, we're learning a lot about how Twitter operates, the bots especially.
Yeah.
So Elon was supposed to buy Twitter for like $44 billion under the assumption, according to Twitter, that less than 5% of the users were bots. But turns out, after some audits, it looks like a lot of the users are bots, which would be, I think, fraud, right? Isn't that fraud if you're trying to sell a company saying 5% are bots and it's like 40% are bots? That's fraudulent,
yeah,
right?
it's fraud or willful ignorance or something. I don't really know.
It's something sketchy, and I'm sure they knew the real bot number. Joe Biden.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be able to know your own company's bot number. They have all these tools to censor you and delete you and misinformation you, but they can't tell you who's a computer. Isn't that just a captcha, you know?
Yeah. So the bot numbers are very high. Joe Biden, who has 34 million Twitter followers, which isn't even impressive, an audit came out saying that half of his followers are bots. So the guy who got 81 million votes, 10 million more votes than Obama, has like a soldier boy amount of Twitter followers.
A little base god. Will be the base god. No, and he only has like 22 million. Trump had like 85 million, I believe. And you know, there's bots that follow Trump too. And Trump Jr. even said this, that like he posts a tweet and immediately there's 15 replies, faster than anyone can read the tweet and formulate their own tweet. So it's like, people know that there are bots.
Yeah. And people use bots to like manufacture consensus and stuff. Like the left will tweet things out and then get tons of retweets sometimes, or not even tons, an acceptable amount of retweets. So if Hillary Clinton tweets something and it gets 1,000 retweets, which isn't even that much, then it's like, oh, 1,000 retweets, like, you know, that her side agrees. That's what her side thinks. And you probably get rid of the bots. You probably have 250 retweets, which is like how much I get.
Yeah.
So it's like these people are trying to pretend. I don't want to get too much into conspiracy land, but it's like you're trying to pretend that you should be there. Joe Biden, oh, he's got 33 million followers, you know, trying to pretend that he's the real president and that people actually like him and actually people voted for him.
Yeah.
So it all plays into like how they scam and how they try to sell and manufacture a consensus, and they pretend everyone's on the same page and everyone agrees, all these retweets, when in reality, it's just like bot farms used to push an agenda and pretend to be a passing idea.
Absolutely. Manufactured consensus, as they say.
Yeah.
Can we go back to Project Veritas for a second?
Of course.
Because I have to laugh about that. The guy said at one point, like he's feigning
The worker.
ignorance. Yeah.
Or the Twitter workers talking to the gay guys, the gay Twitter workers talking to the guy.
To the Veritas undercover.
And then what happens? The Twitter worker says...
Let me play it so we can get a good narration.
Now, like what?
Unfortunately, it would be like you recording me right now and giving it to like the New York Times and like, here, I just had dinner with the Twitter representative. Here's what he had to say. Here's how the whole thing look at. You see where it's from?
Corporate security.
Targeting of tweets.
Wait.
You can read it.
Let me see. And how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are active right now. Is that?
It's like some group that's trying to just out the employees.
That's sick.
So this guy got off right there.
Yeah.
We just witnessed someone. What's Project Veritas? He's a Project Veritas employees, and it's like Veritas. It's like you should know Veritas. Like that's like
I love that.
That's on money. That's on like any old Latin?
The Project Veritas guy saying Project Veritas as if he doesn't know.
Turns to his own camera and goes like, yeah.
That is as good as it gets in my mind for like getting mental squirts. That gives you squirts.
Yeah. So that guy got played, and he goes, he also said, oh, thank God we met organically. So it's like, I really want to know how they met.
That's so good. Project Veritas is great. They do stings any way they can. They'll have Tinder people on Tinder with fake profiles. They'll run into you at the coffee shop knowing exactly who you are. I really like how they operate. And also with Twitter and what this will bring, hopefully, everyone assumes like, oh, Elon Musk is going to come to Twitter and it's going to become like this racist, horrible place where everyone's saying like slurs and the N-word or whatever. But it's like, I think once we get rid of the bots, and then it's like a know your customer thing. If everyone's attached to a profile and it's a real person, I think the number of like N-words and racist things are going to go down because everyone's a real person on a profile.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm tentative to even accept that. Like, I don't want to tie myself to my thing. And you know what I mean? That's where it goes into right-wing conspiracy land.
Oh yeah. Like data collection and then the mental chip, the brain chip.
Exactly. The next thing you know, you're chipped. You're a cattle.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of options.
I want to go off script a little bit here. We won't name names, but we know a girl who went on Project Veritas dates.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So just went on like 3 shitty dates with kind of nerdy guys and didn't get anything. So there's a flip side to this. You get the honey hole, the guy going like Project Veritas and just dunking on this guy. And then there's the forgotten dates. And
maybe that's what happens to you. You go on all these dates with people, they're just one and done. You don't give up any info about Fleccas Talks and the work environment here, and then you just never hang out with those girls again.
Yeah.
Because all those girls, they just hang out with you once, and I guess you don't spill the beans.
All those girls?
All those girls.
Thanks, man. And so Project Veritas, the other part of this is, like, we obviously know the employees are left-leaning. They had that graph, like 99% of Twitter employees, or 98 maybe, donated to left-wing candidates. Of their political donations. And so we know that they're commie left-wing types. And this guy, Indian guy saying it is just like funny. It's like, it's on the record now, we're putting it out there. People like us, we already know this. And so it's just funny to watch the mispronunciations, the little, social engineering that takes place to get these people.
The social engineering is what it is.
It's social engineering is a lot more complicated than swiping right on Tinder and giving this guy a couple margaritas, like you said.
I love it. I love that whole operation.
This guy's turning his phone with Twitter emails and being like, you can read it. Go ahead.
It's like, yeah, it's like you recording me right now.
Yeah.
The guy's probably like, ding, 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 ding. Like, I'm getting off.
He's sweating a little bit.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo! What a rush. I got the footage. And then this guy, the gay guy who was being recorded, it's like, oh man, a first date in 3 years. Like, let's see what happens. And it's like, you don't know red flags are ticking.
Absolutely smoked. You're fired, right? You're done.
I don't know. I think they're going to stand by him, but that's a humiliating return to work.
Humiliating return to work. You got to come to work like with sunglasses on and like kind of drunk.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I had a bad weekend. I don't want to talk to anyone about it. Taking us out of Project Veritas section, great section. Moving on to Urban Decay. We have a great Urban Decay this week. Lots of people running from the cops.
Yeah.
Before we get there, we have people running from the Best Buy employees again. And unfortunately, it wasn't as organized as it was last week. Mm-hmm. There was a girl who tries to make the tackle. Here's what happens. Guy's running out. And it does not go like it did last week. She's got to watch film.
She was on the train tracks and she got ran over.
Yeah, you got to watch film. You got to watch and see how your boys did it last week.
That's like she's got to know to go for the legs, like the ankles. You know, it's basically a chop block. You're not going to meet him in the hole. This guy's pretty big. You're a lady.
All you got to do is slow him down, to be honest. Because if you're a lady and you go for the tackle or the grab, or at least slow him down, the other men there will see that there's a lady trying to tackle the guy, and then that'll kick something in their brain on, and then they'll go help you. All you can really do is try to slow him down.
Yeah.
Going for the solo tackle wasn't going to work. Maybe grab his shirt, and then someone comes and cleans up the pile. Mm-hmm. That's usually a better way to go about it.
I don't like how this freeze frame here, you see her on the ground and 3 men just standing around and the guy kind of getting away. So she's a fighter. These other guys caught flat-footed. No respect for them.
Yeah.
Fight to keep your TVs and laptops Best Buy. Come on.
Pick 6. They picked it and they sixed it. Moving on. Run from the Cops 1. There's 2 Run from the Cops people. The first one's my favorite. Which one is this? The security camera?
No, yeah, like on the street corner. And the guy swings on the cop.
Yep. Things escalate. Then he starts to run away. And then he kind of gets away. But then he gets T-boned and just depleted by that sign. He runs into the sign, and the cops are able to come catch up after that.
Yep.
So a blessing for those cops. Those cops lucked out.
It's like a Looney Tunes scene. Running into the pole, and he's hurt.
And now you got him.
Yep.
This one is a little more fun. This is the one a little more entertaining, a little more funny. I think it's your college kids talking to cops.
Yep.
And this guy's walking by.
Why? Run.
So he says, run. And they actually listen. And next thing you know, they are on the run from the cop.
Yep.
You ever run from the cops, Richard Ratboy?
I've eluded the cops. I've never like ran from the cops. I knew cops were coming somewhere, and I was like, all right, better slink on out of here.
Mm-hmm.
In some sort of fight situation.
Yeah.
There was a fight. But no, I never run from the cops. But this brings up an interesting point. Like, would you rather be a cop that can chase people down or a thick cop who's ready to fight when times get hard?
I'd like to be a thick cop.
I'm surprised you answered that. Yeah. It's almost like you're living like that.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to hold down where I'm at than be like the chaser.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like chasing.
But, I mean, you get that fat middle-aged cop. It's like you're a college kid.
Yeah, but once you got the grip, they shouldn't be able to get away.
Yeah, that's true.
That cop might be neither the sturdy guy or the chaser, which is maybe a different problem.
And he's a liability on the force.
Shouldn't have him out there. Moving on to a more serious part of urban decay, the people sleeping in the car from a drug-related incident.
Mm-hmm.
These people were at a red light. They fell asleep at the red light, and the people were beeping, and they came around to try to investigate.
Y'all can get killed like this. Yo. Y'all can get a ticket.
This is the Chinese fentanyl special.
Yeah. It's 100% fentanyl or heroin or something. The lady's like, what are you on, shrooms? It's like,
nah, lady.
Tell you for a fact that's not what shrooms does.
She would not be, nobody would be driving. They'd be like pulling grass out of the ground.
They'd be laying in a field trying to comprehend the clouds. And the car is in drive still. Imagine if they were driving asleep.
Zombies.
It's crazy because it's zombies and they're fully like deep asleep, but it's not sleeping like in the bed where you go, yo, where you wake up and go, oh, what's up? Like these people are unable to be woken up.
Yeah.
Which I think the sleep just goes and then just becomes death.
Yeah.
Because you don't wake up and then it just goes worse. Then your breathing is like labored and then it kind of stops.
You puke.
You're dead.
You aspirate your own vomit.
Imagine waking up. It's like, oh, what happened?
Oh, I'm at the red light.
Where am I? Oh, I'm in an intersection and my foot's on the brake and my car's in drive. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Let's get this out. Let's get going.
That's like
let's get out of here.
That's a wake up call.
Yeah, literally a wake up call. Fentanyl, 100%. One of those
has to be.
You got a bad batch. Whatever drugs you guys thought you were doing, having a fun night. You got a bad batch. Moving on. Bowling toss. This is a video of a person throwing a bowling ball and ends up getting a strike. But I'll tell you, I don't like when people cause a scene at the bowling alley like this.
I hate it.
I hate when people do things that are not the rules.
They get the 6-pound ball and they throw it basically at the roof. It's like a jump shot.
Yeah, I don't like stuff like that. It's disrespectful to the workers of the bowling alley. It's disrespectful to the patrons of the bowling alley. I don't like when people cause a scene like that at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Even if you get a strike, it wasn't worth it. That's not comedy to me. That's urban decay.
Fair.
Which is why I put it in that section.
There you go.
Last piece of urban decay. Last one. The littering guy who got caught. So there was a guy who was doing videos on TikTok of him just drinking like seltzers and White Claws and then just throwing the can in the ocean. And then people tried to catch him. They reported him. They tried to catch him. The police came, found the guy, only gave him a warning because they didn't catch him in the act. And now he's back on the water, throwing the cans in the ocean again.
Yeah.
Does this remind you of like remember in the 90s and the 2000s when you could just drive in your car, eat a full McDonald's meal and throw the trash out the window on the highway and no one cared?
Were you doing that in the 90s?
Remember those days when polluting and litter wasn't even a big deal?
Yeah, there was a little bit of a lesser
That might
time.
have been, they started with littering. Oh, don't litter. Go green, Earth Day.
Yeah.
And then it eventually evolves into let your kid go to the camp with the trans counselor overnight or whatever.
I thought you were going to say like paper straws.
That too.
Trans counselor.
That's on the ladder of things.
Yeah.
But it just ends with the trans counselor telling your 7-year-old on a sleepaway trip that they're a boy or
You
a
can
girl.
sleep at whatever cabin you want.
Yeah. So
Jimmy.
this is how it starts. Take me back to the days when we can just throw our trash out.
So what's your stance on this? This kid's a dick? What?
Well, that was mostly a bit. This kid's a jerk. You shouldn't throw trash in the ocean. I don't throw trash in the ocean.
I don't
And
either.
even that story, I wasn't doing it that much.
Hey, if this bothers you, you guys are going to hate to see what Chinese fishermen do in the middle of international waters. You know,
That's
it's like,
so true.
Like, hey, you guys ever heard of the giant plastic floating island in the Pacific? Because it gets a lot darker than a couple cans on the
Maybe
ocean
that's
floor.
the point this guy's making.
Yeah, he's a performative artist, and he's really trying to draw attention to the polluting and
Yeah.
done by China and India and all the rivers.
To see what people really care about. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, but make it a white guy who's just doing it to troll, and all of a sudden it's a crisis.
Yep, exactly. So moving on, we're still in Urban Decay, but this is like a subsection within Urban Decay. This is like the racism section.
Yeah.
Within Urban Decay. So obviously there was that Buffalo shooting, which was terrible last week. People are jumping on the incident to spread their narrative and divide people, like D.L. Hughley.
Joe Biden hopped on a plane.
White supremacy, all these things. I feel like didn't I have a dream about exactly this? Like
I think so.
A month ago, didn't I have a dream that basically said everything that happened? I could
Pretty
have
much.
sworn I had a dream about exactly this. But now everyone's using this opportunity to show how racist everything is and how white supremacist everything is. Deadspin wrote an article. Can you read that headline from the Deadspin article?
Yeah, it said, white fans were entertained by black athletes a day after a racist killed black people in Buffalo. This is what white supremacy looks like.
So what would you rather people do? White fans don't go to the black entertainment game?
In solidarity with the black athletes, they don't attend, and then everybody makes less money.
So, yeah, exactly. So there's a racist event where someone targeted black people, and then the response that everyone would have liked would be white people stop going to the black sporting event. I don't know. Aren't there black fans too?
Yeah.
Aren't there white players too?
There's Asian
Isn't
fans.
everyone making like $50 million a year?
Yeah, but no, this is white supremacy. And the funny part is the only thing that made this racist is its proximity to a racist shooting. Because every other time the crowd is majority white showing up to an NBA game, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it goes. The NBA is mostly black and the fans are mostly white.
Yeah, so for entertainment. And then like the Deadspin writer is pretending like the black NBA players are like circus people. We're like, oh, the entertainment, as if like they're making no money. Everyone who's there, besides maybe the courtside people, would like trade lives with any of the players
It's
or
so
trade
true.
salaries with any of the players.
Yes.
Anyone associated with the team. But
The dad who's like sacrificing his luxuries this week, like, oh, I'll say I won't go out to lunch this week at all, and you know I'll take my 2 kids to the game. It'll be $450.
Yeah,
like stretching to make it work so the kid has a memory. You're a fucking racist. You're a white supremacist.
You're a white.
buddy.
This is what white supremacy looks like.
So, well, that's why I don't do anything with the NBA. I haven't watched an NBA game. I'm not interested. I don't care. Apparently, it's the playoffs right now. You cannot watch at the Sports Bra. They will not be playing it. WNBA only. But it's like, yeah, I don't involve myself in Muppet activities like this. So,
yeah. So the Sports Bra is not going to be showing these games. Maybe we should follow their lead.
yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that people paint the society we're living in as the white supremacist totem pole racist thing. There's a sketch that came out. I don't know what the original source was, but this is like how the Ibram X. Kendi types view the world. This was a sketch about a white woman going to a park and harassing 2 black people, one of them black and in a wheelchair. which is really not good. And then this is how they see the world, I guess. This is the reality.
Those monkeys are back at it again. I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Pulls out a whip.
Hey! What did I tell you criminals about coming back to my neighborhood?
Oh no, Roy, let's just get out of here.
No, Vince. I won't let her ruin our fun. Listen, lady, we aren't breaking any laws by having fun here at the park. I won't let you intimidate us anymore.
Are you talking back to me, boy? I guess you forgot who used to own your kind, and I'm about to remind you of that right now.
If that happened and you said that to them, they would hit that lady.
Yeah, this lady would get her ass beat. This guy is clearly way bigger than her. Who's this lady? And she has a whip. She has a literal whip.
And she's calling people boy and all this stuff. And it's like, those guys would beat you up.
This is just another LARP.
They would shoot you.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, lady, calm down. You're acting crazy, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like, no, you'd smack her almost. If she came up to you and like said boy and criminals.
And then like, keep going.
Help! Don't you touch him or I will knock your teeth out.
Roy, hang on. I'll get some help.
I'll get some help. You're 6'4". Who's more capable of dealing with this? I'll get some help. Who's gonna handle it better than you? You would just hit the lady.
Yeah, you'd hit the lady. I've seen videos of you hitting the lady. Not you.
For way less stuff too. It wasn't even like so blatantly obvious.
Here's where it gets good.
We'll go get some help.
Here's where it gets good. The friend runs away, and now she's just left with the
wheelchair
You
guy.
disabled, crippled piece of trash. No one's coming for you. You're not worth it. You and your kind, you are worthless. Now, it's been what, 180 years since slavery was abolished? And I'm gonna give you a lash for every year that God-given right was taken away from me.
I don't care. You can try and hurt me, but you won't break my spirit. My mom told me not to be afraid of evil people like you.
And where's your mama now, huh? It's just you and me. So let's have a little fun.
His mama is right here. Nobody messes with my boy like that, lady. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Vince, call the cops and tell them that there's a lunatic at the park going around whipping people.
You should have called the cops immediately.
Yeah, the whip.
You had to run home. I'll go get help. And you run and get a lady.
Your mama to grab the whip out of her arm.
Yeah, so you're 6'4". You needed to get help. You ran and got a lady to help, and then the lady said, "Call the cops." I think this script. Wouldn't you like read the script and go, "Hey, something doesn't sound right like about this whole scene. I'm trying to work it out." Like,
let's go meta for a second. Like, there was a crew of probably 8 or 9 people. Writer, creative, the lights guy, the sound guy. Everybody got together and shot this, and they're going like thumbs up, like we got the shot.
Well, they probably all have masks on.
Yeah, okay.
And that takes away like it's just like, you know, you have the mask, you're not going to speak out, you're not going to engage with people as much anymore. So it's like with the mask, you're able to facilitate a false reality a little easier.
I think it's not less the masks and more like the, hey, I'm getting $1,400 for this for one day, so I'll just do it. Like, it doesn't really matter.
How about that scene? This is the America that certain BLM types think they're living in.
Insane. So again, it's a LARP. It's all made up in your own head. This is your brain on critical race theory, and this woman is a very struggling actress to take this role. So I feel bad for her.
Stay here, Vince. I'll go get help.
You're 6'5", 220.
This lady's saying racist stuff. To call the cops. She has a whip. She's hitting you. I'll go with my mom. It's almost like racist and like painting the black people as unable to do anything.
Yeah, it's backwardsly racist. Like, what, this guy wouldn't be able to handle it? Hey, excuse me, lady, get the hell away from me.
You know how white people are. They're always harassing people at the park. I don't know if you realize that's how bad it was out there, but I mean, the video's right here.
Yeah.
We see it.
It's proof. It's evidence.
It was high quality produced and made, so the people who made it aren't making it up. It doesn't come from nothing.
It's like the alternate reality is like 2 white guys come up. He's like, you guys want to play 2-on-2?
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
There's no real, this lady pulls out a whip and immediately brings up slavery. Like, yeah, you guys are mental who made this.
Yeah, where two white guys pull up, one play 2-on-2, and they play, and then they get like brutally fouled by the black guys, but don't call anything, and then it's like it turns into a fight by the end of it, and the black guys, like their friends end up coming, and then you get jumped.
Who do you think
grab
wrote
his
this
phone?
Who do you think wrote this whole script?
Like an Ibram X Kendi type, like a BLM founder type.
I think it screams like white woman or something.
Oh yeah,
I think it's like so disconnected that it's like content wise, it has to be some sort of white woman. Or
BLM, as we know, spends like $1 million on creative.
Exactly. So this might have been it.
This might have been what they came up with.
Yeah, BLM founder Patrice Cullors paid her baby father $970K for creative services, her brother $840K for security, and a fellow director $2.1 million and reimbursed the organization $73,000 for a charter flight. So yeah, this is probably where all that creative money went.
Yeah. So this is what happens. You give money to BLM and they spend it on lavish things and mansions and hooking up their homies.
It's the Clinton Foundation all over again.
It's the Clinton Foundation all over again. Who could have seen it coming?
But they cover their tracks worse because they're new at this. It's the first time they got a real wave of cash. So
That's
it's just
so
my
true.
brother, my cousin, my sister. Everybody's getting paid. And I also read something about BLM investing in the stock market.
Ooh, and not good.
Yeah.
Like 2020 to now,
exactly.
They got smoked.
Exactly. They bought it at the inflated prices. But
so they have the stock investments, which went down probably like 100, they halved.
Maybe 30% or something.
So they got smoked there. They bought those houses, which is probably buying the top of the housing market in some ways if rates go up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they hooked up all their homies, the baby father, the brother.
Baby father is hilarious too.
So everyone's getting cash. There might be a BLM margin call.
Ooh.
Right? Where it's like you need money coming in to continue this lifestyle you've created with the houses and the taxes and everything.
That's true.
They might need another incident.
Yeah.
They might need another round of cash to raise some money for.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? That could be what comes next.
And then we had the video of Candace Owens going around this week of her knocking on the door
and
just showing up. And then the lady like having a fit about how
Crying.
she was threatened.
She's crying like, oh, I'm in danger. My life's at risk. And Candace Owens is really like, I'll leave if you want. I just like to talk to somebody. This is where the BLM house is registered to. If you want me to go, no problem. I was wondering if I can get an interview. And she's crying, faking it. Send us more money.
So good.
Send us more money. All right. D.L. Hughley, who is like, obviously he's a plant. He's a deep state asset. He's a Muppet. He's an idiot. He's a race baiter, divider. Everyone knows that. He posted on his Instagram somebody who was talking about how, another white supremacist shooter is arrested peacefully after killing everyone. If this happened to a black person, they'd be dead. Check this out.
So here you have a white boy who just killed 10 fucking people and not a scratch on him, not shot at, not pushed to the ground, not punched, not kicked, not treated like fucking shit. Nothing. This is clear fucking white privilege, and black people can't even sleep in their own goddamn fucking homes without being shot at by the fucking police. White people, you need to fucking admit that you got fucking white privilege. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. We are, as white people, protected by the goddamn fucking system, and I know you don't want to fucking change it. That's why you don't speak on it, but I don't give a fuck. My name's Eric Stone, because it's fucking true. Deuce.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy, Eric.
Good boy, Eric. You getting posted by D.L. Hughley. Obviously, that's not the case either. It's actually the opposite.
Subway shooter from
the subway
New York
shooter from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The Waukesha guy who ran over the Christmas paraders.
Yep, he's in jail alive.
Here's a whole list of people that did mass shootings and were arrested without being shot or harmed themselves. And it's actually the opposite. Don't the black supremacist shooters do these crimes and shootings and murders, and then the news doesn't even cover it?
Yeah.
So it's like a complete opposite of what you said. Oh, a white supremacist shooter, he has white privilege and gets arrested and doesn't get harmed. Meanwhile, it's all everyone's talking about.
And like, isn't that kind of a conflicting view too, where you're like, oh man, he didn't get shot by, I thought cops were just shooting everybody.
Yeah.
It's like you walk up like this, white or black, and it's like, all right, yeah, the cop's not just going to pop you because he's randomly scared or something. It's like, it's all context. It's all how you turned yourself in or how you got caught. And he just generalizes like, oh, black people getting shot while they sleep. It's like, what? Who?
It's like, by who?
Breonna Taylor? You're saying that's your one thing? So you're comparing one case to one case and you're saying there are differences between two cases?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Exactly. And the random times when people are shot randomly, like by a stray bullet or in their sleep, it's like
almost always in black neighborhoods
by other black people. Not the cops aren't coming around going bang, bang into
doing a desk pop, like wherever it goes.
Into the houses. It's other black people shooting each other, and then there's stray bullets that kill people. So it's just a completely made up reality, and it's literally the opposite. We talked about this last week too, how they sell a narrative, and then people see it and go, well, that's the left's take. I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle, but it's actually the opposite. It's completely the opposite. A white supremacist shooter, the news will be busy for months talking about this, trying to pass laws to change gun stuff, trying to label white people as, try to label that kid who was not even right wing as like a standard Republican. That's the new thing. This is mainstream Republicanism. But then they have the black supremacy people killing the white people at the Christmas parade or shooting people in the subway, and that gets memory hold talked about for 2 hours, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
all according to plan.
It's according to plan. It's meant to divide us. I dreamt about this. Refer back to the old dream sequence I had, and it'll explain it further because we basically already knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Especially in 2022 election year, they're going to have all the crazy stuff lined up between now and the election. 2020, May of 2020 was George Floyd.
Yeah.
May of this year was this shooting. I'm expecting to be a hectic, hairy summer.
They want to get you riled up.
So they can get you riled up. So when the election happens and the votes go through the machine, however that happens, they can say, oh, yeah, everyone came out to vote against racism and vote for the Democrats. And they can STAL the elections again.
But at least we'll still run the parks. White people will still run the parks, basketball courts.
The white women running
dainty white women who are 5'5" with whips in their purse still run this thing, guys.
Exactly. Well, don't get too depressed. Don't get too upset. We are coming into maybe the best uplifting gold section we've ever done.
Okay.
We say okay
that
because
credibility is at an all-time low.
My credibility on uplifting gold is at an all-time low because a lot of the uplifting stuff is not actually uplifting, and I'm kind of like show behind the curtain into my brain how deranged I am.
Yeah.
But maybe not this week. Well, maybe a little bit this week. The first one, Starbucks. Starbucks is going to be paying for gender reassignment surgeries and abortions for their employees.
Starbucks will cover travel expenses for employees' abortions and gender change treatments.
So I have a question. Say you're a girl and you work at Starbucks and you want fake boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't you just be like, I'm lesbian and I want fake boobs? And then they would support that and pay for it?
That's actually someone should test that.
Yeah.
I think we should get to the bottom of that and send in a Project Veritas like, I just want cans. I just want milkers. But yeah, you're right. It's like some qualify, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like some, that makes me feel more like a woman. Gigantic, triple Ds, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of control here.
Real staple on some knockers.
but tuck the penis, lop off the tits. Sure. All good.
Yeah.
One of these things is not like the other, but
it does not make sense to me. And you might be wondering, why is this an uplifting gold?
I was about to ask.
Because we have great news. You don't have to ever go to Starbucks again now. You might be saying, hey, Fleccas, I like to drink some beverages. What do I do instead? Are there any alternatives? What if I told you there were? Our second sponsor of the day. Drum roll, please. Gold River Trading Company is a fantastic company, Patriot-owned, America First company. Look at these beautiful products they have here. And they are sponsoring Uplifting Gold. Are you a tea drinker? Do you drink tea anyways? Do you buy it from companies that probably hate your guts? Well, what if I told you there's an alternative? Gold River Trading Company. You go to their website, pick out some of their products and try it. Maybe you like it. And if it's good, why not just replace the current tea you're drinking with an America First company and then slowly replace things in your life little by little so you're not relying on people that hate you and giving money to people that hate you. If we're more deliberate with our money and spending it on people and companies that actually have our best interests and values, I think it'll go a long way. And that's why Gold River Trading Company was excited to sponsor the show today. They have fantastic products, high quality tea. It's not that crap powder, not that crap little dust that comes in the bags. They have full tea leaves. They have chamomile, pumpkin spice, American breakfast tea, green tea, all kinds of options, all kinds of packages as well. Use code Fleccas for 10% off. Support a company that has your best interest and your family's values in mind. It's very rare, but that's what we're doing here on Fleccas Talks. we're providing you guys with alternative companies to actually support and take back some market share. Let's get back into the culture war here and start replacing your Starbucks purchases or your Dunkin' Donuts purchases with companies that actually like America and want your family to succeed and don't want to put you in a camp or censor you or turn your kids weird.
Yeah, not the megacorp funding abortions and tit removal.
Yeah,
maybe I shouldn't say that during the ad read.
Well, let's see how it goes. GoldRiverCo.com, code Fleccas, 10% off. Check them out. They're a fantastic company. They support the show. Let's support them back. Tea drinkers, I'm calling on you. If you like hot cocoa, they have hot cocoa too. Let's help them scale. Let's buy some products. Back to Uplifting Gold. We still have much of Uplifting Gold left. We still have all of Uplifting Gold left. Second clip, don't want a bungee. This is a person who is on a ride.
Call this some last second regret.
Let's get a photo.
Like an old lady.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Now keep looking down the river, buddy.
I don't want to do it.
Lucy, keep going this, Lucy.
I want to go back.
We can't anymore.
You can't anymore. Oh, and now I get why you wanted to go back. What ride is that?
The whippersnapper. I don't know.
The absolute ripper. It just sends you across the whole mountain.
I like the nonchalant nature of those guys. Like, we can't anymore. We've dealt with this before. You're going.
You can't go back. I've had this once where I've fully regretted getting on a ride and tried to get off. It was like a Six Flags ride in California. It was called like X Factor or something.
Yeah.
And basically it just sends you backwards, like, and then you get to the top and it rolls you over backwards. And I remember when they put me in, it only got like one click. Oh. So the guys are coming in, like I was like, it was my girlfriend at the time. It was like click, 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 click. She's like a little girl, like click, 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 click. And then mine, it was just like click. And then I was like,
so you had one latch, one little bar.
I had one latch. And I'm like, that's good, right? And then it's like a high school kid, like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So I remember going up and we're going really, really high. And the first move is like directly over the back.
Testing that strap.
And I remember thinking like, I want to get off.
Yeah.
And
I can't cause a scene.
But I can't cause a scene. But I was 9 out of 10, like as close as you can get to being like, stop the ride, stop the ride.
It wasn't fun fear. It was like real fear.
It was not fun fear at all. Moving on. Next clip. Girl falls down during hurdles, but still wins. So girl, everyone's running.
Go ahead. Oh.
Fell. Oh.
Oh no, my God.
But then she turns on the jets.
Abby hits turbo mode.
Abby, you had this in you the whole time?
That's what I'm saying.
So you're probably wondering, how do you fall twice and win a 60-yard race?
Let's ask the sports bra.
Yeah, that should be something shown at the sports bra because, you know, women's sports are really competitive and fun to watch. But I'm not going to be negative about it. But
no, that's heart. That's real resilience. That's like Abby came back, right?
Yeah, Abby came back. But it's like if you fall twice in a 60-yard race, you should get last place.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that pace Abby went there, I'm not knocking Abby. Abby's an athlete. She's resilient. Mm-hmm. That pace that she won the race with, I think if she had started normal and didn't fall, she would have broken the state record.
I think so, too.
That was like the fastest I've ever seen anyone go over. There was no one on the track even close to what Abby was doing.
Yeah.
So good job, Abby. We are supporters of you. If you see this somehow, which you won't, we'll send you a free t-shirt, which you probably won't even like.
Which you won't like.
Yeah.
So thanks for the content.
You probably hate us. Thank you for the content. Moving on, kid running the mile. This is more my speed. It's like a children's race. The kids are all running.
Good job, Casey. I hate this. Keep going.
So the girl runs by and just says, I hate this. I feel you. I feel you, Casey. There's no reason to run a mile like that. Especially if you're a child.
That's the age where your parents are trying to stuff you in and figure out where you fit, like what sort of extracurriculars you are. I remember my mom signed me up for a volleyball camp, like the day after Christmas one year. And it was the most mad I've ever been as a little kid.
She just wanted you out of the house.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you had a Christmas break that just got ruined.
I was ready to play with all my toys, do all the fun stuff. And all of a sudden I'm at a volleyball camp for a sport I don't even like with like girls.
Mad.
So yeah, that was nuts. Mom, you got me.
Yeah, we'll never forget.
Yeah.
Number 5, Kamala impersonator. This was a great video we saw. This impersonator is as good as it gets.
I'm Kamala Harris. I am here with Representative.
Representative.
Okay. Charlotte.
Representative.
You're a very great representative. And I want to stress bipartisanship. Charlie here is a Republican. Okay. Well, I am a Democrat. Is that a
That's
coyote?
it. That she nailed it. At
Is
first,
that
I thought it
coyote?
was a recording of
No,
Kamala's
it's not a
voice
coyote.
dubbed in,
Like a TikTok thing.
Yeah. So she absolutely nailed it, and that's basically Kamala Harris, who goes on the public stage, the world stage, and just does that.
Yeah.
Representative. Oh, nice. Representative, as if it's a hard word.
Yeah.
Number 6, cat opens the door. Person's locked out of their house trying to convince the cat to open the door.
Keep trying. I know, you can do it. Keep trying.
There you go. So it's a little short-sighted, though, because now the cat opens the door.
You taught the cat.
But one of the worst mistakes I made in college was teaching our frat dog, whose name was Jerry as well, how to open the door.
Really?
Because then he started doing it. I would like, I'd teach him, and I would go squirrel, and he'd just run to the door, boom, and
The
then
push
just book
door,
it.
the push
Yeah.
emergency exit. Yeah.
And then they would just run down to the river, and then we'd catch for like a month. We were catching the dogs like by themselves at the river, swimming around because I taught the dog how to open the door.
Can't blame them, dude.
Yeah.
Once they know the way out.
So that was a short-sighted the training by me. Last piece of uplifting gold. This face paint. This is real uplifting gold. This is crazy. This is like a makeup thing, face paint thing.
This is makeup 4.0, I guess. This is the next level of makeup.
And it's just, it's absolutely crazy. The third eye one, the one with 3 eyes.
Yeah.
That disorients me.
It's scary.
Yeah. This isn't uplifting at all.
Why'd you put it in?
It's very disorienting.
All right, I'm going to try to make it my job to turn everything that's not really uplifting gold into uplifting. And so I'd say that woman put a lot of effort in.
Oh, talented artist.
Talented artist. There you go.
100% talented artist. Lots of effort. Not easy. And it worked. It carried over. It translated on screen. And it very talented artist.
So this third eye split face is the one that got you bothered?
It makes me go like,
yeah.
It's something like in my soul is like confused and disoriented by that. Well, that's the end of Uplifting Gold, which means that's the end of the episode.
Wow.
So, another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Shop Fleccas.com for the best merch in the game. Trader Joe's, Crenshaw Sucks, the Clintons, Become Unpinnable, all that good stuff. More importantly, our real sponsors of the show, bravebooks.us. Use code Fleccas. Get some cool books for your non-woke kids. And then, of course, Gold River Trading Company, the new tea company that sponsored Uplifting Gold, goldriverco.com. Use code Fleccas there as well for 10% off. Support them. They support the show. It goes a long way. We also have a great episode of Bonus Land coming on Sunday. Every Sunday there's a bonus episode, 20 to 25 minutes of Bonus Land that gets released on Sundays. So go check that out. And Fleccas Clips channel. Last but not least, subscribe to the Fleccas Clips channel. The links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Shaq and Anthony Hardley jersey.
Nice. The old
Orlando Magic. Yeah, I love old Shaq. All right, we have a pretty good housekeeping.
Me too, man.
Housekeeping you've ever done.
Me too.
First,